And you are back on the Tortoise and Hare Experience. Brand new show for you. Really excited, by the way, to announce a sponsor that we'll be talking about in like 1 minute or two. But yeah, it's been a while. You know what? Thank you guys for holding on and indulging me. As you know, I did a few webisodes that were released, and that's why kind of we weren't doing the show because sometimes you have webisodes and a podcast, and I was just like, well, I need to get these webisodes out. So yeah, and Max was able to be like, yeah, all right, cool, just put out those webisodes, and then I had a car trouble. So that, by the way,
it's always car trouble with you.
Yeah,
it's always something.
It was
all
just
the time.
It was just random. Like this randomly happened, and as you know, we within every experience, we always share with an experience, and I'm just kind of just going in, kind of crazy right now. But I'll share my experience real quick, as we always started off, and that was my car. I was just driving. I went to the Dodger game on like a Tuesday because I got free tickets. By the way, as you all know, I'm a big Dodger fan, so I'm excited that baseball season is finally underway.
Something for him to talk about,
right? But here's the thing, and I don't know if this happens to you, but like if you guys are fans of something or like super into something, and people know about that, and if it ever comes like their way, like for example, I'm a Dodger fan, so like a lot of people know that I'm a big Dodger fan. So anytime somebody ever gets tickets and can't use them, I'm usually the first person that they call. They're like, hey man, I can't go. Do you want to go? And 99% of the time it's like, yeah, it works out perfect. So I got these tickets. Somebody thought of me and was like, hey man, well, you should go. And I'm like, I'm down. So I go, and I think this happened on the freeway. I'm not sure. Even
on the what?
On the freeway.
On the freeway.
Yeah, on the 101 specifically.
Is your first time with this new mouth?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, that was another experience. I changed my mouth. It's what's hot in Hollywood is to do that.
Get a new mouth.
Yeah, it's not like rhinoplasty. It's like mouthoplasty or something.
Mouthoplasty.
Like that. Yeah. So as I'm driving, and I don't know this until I get home the next day, my radiator fell out, and it was just like scraping the entire freeway this entire time, and a bunch of like work at like we were supposed to film. Me and Max were supposed to do a show, and I called her. I'm like, dude, I can't go anywhere. My car is broken, and it took them like a week and a half to just fix everything that went wrong because a bunch of like damage got done to the undercarriage. And
how does that happen?
I don't know.
It's amazing. You're just driving along, things fall out.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like the freeway is a very dangerous place. There's a lot of like things that just get left on the freeway that you can like run over, and people forget about that.
Ladders.
Yeah.
Ladders, yeah.
Ladders, for sure.
It's like the number one thing.
Yeah, ladders.
They talk about debris.
Yeah, couches.
What would it be like if like people were just walking along and like their organs just fell out, Because that's what it is. It's like, your car's organs and you're
spleen.
driving along and it's like, damn.
It's like a radiator. I think you kind of need that.
Yeah.
Right?
Somewhat important.
Somewhat. A little bit.
Car.
I don't know.
It would be like a boy hitting a car.
Oh, my.
You see what I
How
did there?
interesting. Yeah, we saw what you did. We saw what you did.
Nice turn. Nice turn of events. Well played, Turtle.
Yes. That is the band that we have in today. We're gonna get to them in just a second, but I thought it was kind of appropriate since like I'm having all these car troubles, and we have you guys on. I'm like, oh, perfect. I could talk about those right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, the band, we have nothing to do with. It's metaphorical, the band name, but we can certainly talk about cars all day long.
I'm sure.
All day.
I'm sure. I was okay.
But we won't.
And hitting them.
Yeah. I was out of a car for a week and a half. Luckily, like where I live, everything is extremely close by, and I have a bicycle. So I was just, I usually bike anyway, so I was just, doing a little bit more bicycling around town. So I mean, hindsight, I lost an extra couple pounds just bicycling.
Where, like fixed gear kind of biking?
Not it has multiple gears.
Okay.
So you're into extreme biking, right?
Well, mountain biking. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not. I'm not.
It's pretty extreme for me.
BMXing Yeah, I mean, I just go up into the trails. I don't do any. I just, it's just in the dirt. I
Yeah.
guess.
You know what's weird about biking, especially for long periods of time, is like my balls fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Max, you laugh, but this is a serious problem with bikers, right?
Yeah. I think cyclists more.
Or cyclists.
Yeah, cyclists. They actually, they could become impotent because they're
And a hush falls over the ground.
they're
shouldn't ride bikes.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Wow.
thing
Maybe we
with
should.
mountain biking. I mean, I guess you can too, but it's more you're out of the carriage, if you will, so a lot.
Right.
Especially when you're doing downhill, kind of more, single track stuff. It's you're not just on the seat the whole time grinding. So, anyway, yeah, cyclists.
Yeah, so I'm trying to
impotent.
figure out how to avoid that, and it's a weird
There's
feeling.
There's a split seat. Have you seen the split
No,
seat?
no.
Okay,
Secret
so I
guess
guess
at the
it's
door.
better for the twins.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I got to invest in a split seat.
Split
now.
seat. Check into a split seat because I guess it lets the your undercarriage
Flow.
Breathe.
breathe a little bit more.
Breathe and
Yeah, breathe and flow.
Who knew I would be sharing all this personal information?
See, we just segue. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about coffee soon.
Yeah. Which thank you for that. We do have a new sponsor, and it's Coffee to Die For, and it's Deadly Grounds, getdeadly.com. I am I'm not saying I'm a coffee aficionado, but I do enjoy a good cup of joe every now and then. So we just got this sponsor. Matt, of course, with every sponsorship, Max is always like the lead person with that, so she helped get this sponsorship. Right now, what am I trying? I saw Max and I was like, "Hey, make me a cup. Let me try it out."
Yeah, that's the house blend that you're having. It's kind of like a morning coffee.
Yeah,
Little extra
Deadly
zing.
coffee. Deadly.
yeah,
Deadly.
Deadly
Grounds.
Take it.
Deadly
Oh,
Grounds.
Yeah.
Right? They have a hearse as their delivery truck. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
yeah. It's really good.
Take it.
Now, me and coffee, it depends on the day and how I take it, because I always take coffee extremely different. If it's the afternoon and I want to wake up, I usually do black iced coffee. That's my jam. But if it's like today and I'm feeling kind of cozy and I dressed super cozy today, by the way.
It's a cozy day.
I do too.
It is.
I never dress like this.
I-
I'm usually all,
I know.
but it's
Well,
cold.
It's May 1st.
Cold,
And
yeah,
it's,
for May.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
my
it
mama's
is.
birthday.
Aw,
Aw, happy
Happy birthday.
heaven
birthday,
birthday.
moms. That's cool.
Yeah,
Where's
it's
mom's?
mom's in heaven.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, yeah.
send her,
right?
sending her love. and
Yeah. Thank you.
Light.
The great gig in the sky.
Yeah. So Deadly Grounds came about. I was doing an interview for a horror channel, and I noticed them drinking it, and I said, "Hey, what is that?" And they said, "Oh, you got to try this coffee. It's amazing." And I contacted them, and I originally contacted them for my band Gemini Syndrome, and asked them if they could hook them up because they're big, huge coffee drinkers. And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And then we had a conversation, and they said, because the singer is albino, they're making a white coffee and a dark coffee, in a special label Gemini
so
Syndrome
cool.
bag. So,
That's cool.
yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
very, very sick. And
Okay, I think I know who we played with them. Or something. I
We've
don't
definitely crossed paths.
know. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Gemini
When we're touring,
Syndrome's
but
awesome.
not
Yeah.
trying to figure.
Or at
We
the
did
Key
an-
Club, like
fe-
with
like
Steel
any
Panther
festivals
back in the
together.
day or something. I want to say there
Could
was an
possibly.
albino
They're
singer.
They're usually
One of the one of
yeah.
the. It's something you don't
right into.
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
remember.
Aaron is the singer.
Okay, I want to say that. One of
So
those Key Club shows.
I said, hey, well, what about my radio show? You want to hook us up too? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll send you some stuff. And here it is.
Bam.
Did what they said that they were going to do.
Yeah.
And it's
Cool.
delicious.
Deadly Grounds.
Deadly
Yeah.
Grounds.
Turtles vouching.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
man.
good.
Good?
Smooth.
Good time?
Not too jittery or not.
No,
you're
no.
Smooth. It's a smooth little.
Yeah, you know what? Like, but I like. Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, I like a crazy coffee with like coffee and espresso. I like that like duality of like supercharge.
Yeah.
You know.
Take it up
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you are with your
Not
coffee.
like-
Just give it that extra.
No, like right now I'm
Some scotch
cozy.
or something in there.
Somewhat.
Some whiskey in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's the again, like it depends. Like if I have the day off, then it's I go complete Irish. You know what I mean? So I do the everyone usually puts Bailey's in their coffee, but I'm a Caroline's guy. It's just more creamier. And then of course I do the.
Do you know how many calories are in that?
Max, does it look like I care about calories?
I-
I do
Just
that,
saying.
with the Jameson. It's funny because like everybody's like super into whiskey, and not that I'm not a whiskey guy, but like Jameson seems to be just kind of the middle ground for all whiskey, and it's just like okay, I could do a whiskey, but I'm a Scotch guy as Max knows that's what. But I've never tried Scotch in my coffee. I don't know. I think that's just
Pretty
a
sure
little
my
too
mom
weird.
used to drink it
Yeah.
that way every day.
It makes it a little more earthy.
Really? Well,
Oaky. Kind of oaky, more oaky.
Well, like for me, Scotch is when I don't feel like drinking, because like it'll take me 3 hours just to finish a shot because I'm just like, oh, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
Sipping.
yeah, it's a true sipping, whereas like this, is not sipping. It's like, oh, let's
Let's have another.
yeah, let's have another. If you put a pot of coffee in front of me, I will go through that coffee all day. I'll just be drinking it, then I'll convert it. I'm like, okay, they're like, well, it's old. I'm like, iced coffee.
Yeah.
Now we make it into iced coffee,
Will you do
Nice.
another run through, like same grounds, but just
I've never even thought of that.
That's
does-
like cheating
do
on
that?
your coffee, though.
Can you do that?
If you don't want it to, if you want to like taper it off and not have it too, strong, I guess. I don't know. I drink, like I said, I'm kind of on this guayusa, so
Oh yeah. You were telling me about that off the air.
yeah,
It's a very indigenous tea, right?
yes,
From
yeah.
from the Aguayu people.
It could be. I'm not sure, but it's the tea's called guayusa, and it's just a leaf that they harvested, and it's super. You don't get the kind of like caffeine jitters, and
Right.
you don't get the coffee stomach sometimes if you don't eat right away. Like with coffee, sometimes at least for me, I'm like, I gotta eat. Like I'm getting a little wonky. This stuff is just clean. It's smooth, and it gives you like the kick. Like you're like, you're fired up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. But I do coffee still here and there with whiskey.
I mean, that's next. I'm gonna tell these Deadly Ground people like, okay, next time we're gonna,
Wow,
you
it's
know,
a popular day.
yeah,
here.
we're gonna get a bunch of whiskey and we're gonna do it like that.
They need a blend, like some kind of maybe their Irish blend.
Yeah.
With the beans have been soaked in Jameson or something.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Guys, we'll get on this immediately. I promise you.
Coming for you. Deadly
Yeah.
Grounds.
Deadly Grounds. So again, to get Deadly Grounds, make sure to go to getdeadly.com for your coffee needs. Coffee is such a big thing, Everybody drinks it.
Insane. I know.
The weirdest part is to meet somebody that doesn't drink some sort of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. I mean, but coffee for me, it can be any time of day. It could be morning, noon, night. So now I drink coffee just to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
You're okay. You're that far along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could wake you up. You could drink coffee and go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
So this all has to do with your car crash?
Yes, because I went. I went to my
Nice. Segueing back.
Yes. If it wasn't for
Full circle.
We would just be all over there.
Yeah, wasn't for Max, we'd be in, Spaceland or whatever right by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so to bring it back, I'm gonna ask my mechanic to get this type of coffee at their garage.
Perfect.
That has been my experience.
That's awesome.
End scene.
Insane. Nice.
Max, what has been your experience?
Well, I have a fantastic security guy that runs my security when I do events, and his name is Phil. And Phil is from the East Coast, and he works at a club, and he is often in interesting situations with people.
Well, yeah, you're a
right?
security guard.
Exactly.
You're not getting put. You're not doing security to get put in dull situations.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like.
So he calls me up, and he's, because I do close blades, as I don't know if all of you know, but most of our viewers know that I do close blades. That's my martial arts expertise.
I didn't know until today, till Max, she's like, oh, do you want to come to my bedroom? I'm like, hell yeah, I do.
I've never said that to you, not once. Never.
No, she's like, come check out my blade collection. And I'm like, your blade collection? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then, I just see all these blades. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with all these blades, Max? She's like, oh, did you know that I'm an expert in blade something rather? And I'm like, no.
Close blades.
I'm like, no, I didn't. Why would I know these things? It's not like we've known each other for 5 years and I'm still learning new things about you.
Well, I can't tell you everything.
I know. You must reveal them at a very slow pace. So almost
keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So Phil says, look, I have all of these blades, and I know that you love them. I know that you love blades, so can I send them to you? And he goes, because I have to get rid of them because they bring back bad memories, because each one of these blades were pulled on him. And I get this box full of blades, and I already have a pretty massive collection myself.
She does.
Yeah.
You know what? I wish you would have told me about this. We would have had just all of them just like.
No.
That'd have been cool. She has a lot, enough to fill up this entire table, and we can all just play blades really quick.
No, we don't do
Throw 'em
that.
at each other while
Yeah.
we're having it.
Tell me more about that.
Whoa! Good shot. Oh, you got my cheek.
That would be bad, Turtle.
That's right. Yeah.
We want to be nice to our guests.
Yes,
We don't want to
right.
cut them into little pieces.
You're exactly right.
Actually, I would never cut you into little pieces. I would cut you so you didn't even know that you were cut,
And then we just bleed out.
and then you bleed out. Yeah, exactly.
I feel
Or I could take
faint.
the vein out,
Nice.
devein you.
Devein.
But so I
Nice.
get this package of all of these knives, and it was crazy that each one of these knives were pulled on this man, and he survived. And some of them were this big, insane.
like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, definitely.
Call that a knife.
And a knife.
And the scary part is 80% of them were pulled by women.
I will say this: good to go on you, women.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
Good for
Arm
having-
yourselves.
Yeah.
Arm yourselves
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spin factor says, well, at least these women are armed and they're not taking any shit. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, the kick to the crotch is so overrated. So now they can stab you
Well,
and kick you in the crotch.
that doesn't
It's the
often work.
duality.
It's just if you're going to pull a knife, you have to know how to use it because, it's going to end badly. It's going to end very badly for you. So train, right?
Yeah, train with the knives.
Train all the time. My earrings are slapping against my
Earbuds.
headphones.
Earbuds. Get them out, girl.
So we shared an experience. How about an experience from you?
Wow. Where do we start, huh?
Oh my God. Experiences.
Dun dun dun.
Music related.
It could
Or
be
it doesn't-
or
it doesn't
Anything.
matter.
Was that music related? No.
No, it wasn't.
Was my car falling out?
Well, that
the
was
radiators?
musically driven.
Well, that is true. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this is just more of a funny story, but it is tour related.
Okay.
So first tour, 1995, before internet and cell phones. So
I wish. By the way, you just made me come up in my head. You just incepted me. There's AD, BC, and now we have to do like AI
oh,
after internet. Well, AI also means artificial intelligence, but we got to think of like something like
okay, yeah.
like this is like something like 1995 BI, before internet. I don't know. I know. We'll think of something. Let's. I mean, but
We'll work on that.
Yeah, but that you
We'll
guys
work on
just
that.
made a great bit for me to like start writing about. So thank you. Sorry. Anyway.
No worries. I mean, it's not that. It's just interesting, I guess, because of where we are now as far as technology and all that, and touring back then. You would how I was doing it. It was our first tour. We'd call the booking agent and kind of just ask where we were going, and then get a map out and kind of figure it out. But he would call if he needed to get a hold of us. He would call my home machine and leave a message on my actual
Right.
answering machine. So I would call every now and then. We would call and like
Do your code.
Yeah, do the code and then listen to the messages. And we were in Florida, and so I call, and we were heading south in Florida more, going like towards Orlando or something. And I call and check, and he says, if this is, or no, he left it on his outgoing message. We called him, and on his like, hey, this is Darren, blah, 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 leave a message. And he goes, and if this is Boy Hits Car, do not go to Florida. You're supposed to be in Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, no.
And we're like already like going the opposite way.
Oh,
So we
my
turned
God.
around, and we were playing with this like really cool event with more of a party, but like a really like a half pipe and stuff with the Meatmen, old punk rock band. And so we were super stoked, but we missed the show. We got there, and they were like packing up, and so anyway, there's a story.
Yeah.
Before cell phones and internet, calling answering machines.
That's terrible.
Not-
Hopefully
yes.
routing will be much different this time.
Yeah, it's gotten a little more easy with maps.
Right. But like, luckily for the internet, you're the one that jumped out of the 68 foot stage dive, right?
Yeah, I guess they said it was that.
I mean,
high.
I mean, dude,
I don't know if
I
it
don't
was really
remember
that high,
that.
but
I saw the footage of that, and I was just like, wait a minute, like what the fuck? I'm like, how did he get to? Because you're hanging from the gondola of speakers that are right
yeah.
there, and I'm just like, first of all, how the fuck did he get up there? Because like that was just weird, and I was just like, thank God for for the invention of wireless mics, because you couldn't have done that without a wireless mic.
no, I probably wouldn't have even thought to even climb up there.
Exactly, because there's no XLR that could even
No.
go that distance,
Just kidding.
unless you just have your roadie just patching it
just
in
patching,
really quick, trying to find
on the fly.
yeah, just trying
Yeah.
And then I see you, and it's funny because the commentary in the back of the guy's like, oh my god, I think he's gonna jump. This has to be on the news. And then like they pull away, and then I just see you jump, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. So thank you for the internet for that, because that was insane. I don't know how you lived.
I got super lucky.
Yeah, and I don't know why you did that. Were you just feeling frisky at the time, or
Not to jump. I got stuck on the speaker.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so it just became more out of like, well, I have no choice but
Kind
to
of.
jump.
It was that, or like I sit up there while the other next band is playing, and like while they get a cherry picker to get me off or something. So I was like, fuck, all right. And the whole crowd was saying, like, chanting jump. So I was
Right,
like, all right.
you got to do it.
Shit. It was fucked. It was a very stupid situation to put myself in.
Right,
But all's
great
well.
for the internet.
All's
though.
well that ends well, but it could have ended terribly.
Yeah,
But you
Like-
know how to fall, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It was like, okay, it's a header, but the problem is the speaker was slightly like listing here and there. It was like, and I actually kind of like got like vertigo, like
Ooh.
oh my god, this is not good. And I had to jump out, like it wasn't just jump and
That's a clearance,
go down.
yeah.
Yeah, I had to clear this like barricade area. It was like going through the checklist in my head, like holding the mic and having to cue the band and then there was this metal like border around the top of the speaker, and I was like, okay, don't catch your foot on the top of that, or else that's
Right.
like there's all these things, and meanwhile it's slowly like kind of like turning like this, just like here and there and it was just
There's often really bad decisions made when you're on stage.
yeah, that was the top for me. For
When I
sure.
was out with Tantric, our lovely singer Hugo decided to stage dive, and he just ran and dove into the crowd, and the crowd went,
Yeah,
and he
dispersed.
fell on his shoulder and
Yeah.
broke his shoulder, and it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, growing up in like the mid to late 80s, and you go to hardcore underground shows, you kind of, everybody's packed in so much that it's like, you don't even have a chance to move. And you expect it. It's kind of
Right.
like part of the charm of going to
Yeah,
those shows
but
back.
that's over.
Yeah, it's
People
not.
don't do that too much
No.
anymore.
No, they're
They
like
don't want
this.
to get
They're like,
kicked in the face, so
whoa.
they're like, nah,
Screw up my phone or something.
right? That's
Trying
true.
to film.
Yeah. But now you could look, and like what I've done, if you could tell that like people are fired up, you make sure you like that that they know you're coming. Like you're like you get a few bigger dudes and like, oh yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna
And
catch
then
me?
you could see, and they're like looking around, getting more people, and you're like, okay, I think we're safe. Yeah, I stopped just going like that. I learned the hard way.
So do you think somebody would maybe have called you an extremist?
Only a love extremist, man.
Oh, nice.
Only a peace
Turtle. That was
extremist. But yes,
beautiful
but that is
segue.
good.
I guess that commercial that we did was so good because all of our guests were like, "Oh, I want to try the Deadly Grounds."
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
it's good.
so this is what's funny is like Max has one of those Keurig things, right? Like me, I'm used to like the old school way of
The
like
pot.
you just make a
Grind it.
pot of coffee and then
Yeah.
voila. But like Max, like everybody wanted one. There's like 5 people here, so Max had to like go and like do each one individually. But
Always working.
yeah, but she doesn't like have like all these disposable Keurigs because like I guess they make, which was smart. They make those things that like are the Keurig hack, I call them, which are the little dispensary things.
So that you don't waste plastic.
Right, so
and
you don't waste-
destroy the earth.
Exactly. I mean, we have like look, man. NASA has found like 10 more Earths. Okay.
All right.
So
well, you
I mean-
go tell me how it is.
Well, it's gonna take.
So we're good.
It's gonna take 30 years, to get there.
Just
but-
fuck this one, and all the elitists
Yeah.
will be. They're already colonizing it.
Yeah.
So.
Turtle.
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 Which, by the way, I've already been watching. I saw like on HBO, you can watch all the aliens right in order.
No shit.
And so, like, I started watching it, and so I'm already getting all like, oh my god, like we're almost there in aliens where we're now going and colonizing planets. And so anyway, sorry, again, detour.
Side note.
I know.
Hey, speaking of aliens, I have a new movie out
Okay.
called Astro, where
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I play a 400-year-old alien. So if you go to my Facebook, you can see the trailer. Or if you go to the Sci-Fi Network, sci-fi.com, you can see the trailer on there as well.
Or most importantly, you go onto your website. By the way,
Right. I always forget I have
Yes.
a website.
Well, you
'cause
just,
I'm
it's
like
just
a
brand new.
professional or
It's
something.
fairly
It
new.
is. It is. It's legit.
MaxWassaofficial.com.
Right. So yeah. But yeah, so Max was making everybody coffee and it was just hilarious.
Yeah. Aliens.
Yeah. aliens.
And Bill's experience.
Yes.
You
been
had
thinking
time to
long-
think. You
long
have
and
had
hard.
time.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Trying to figure which is best, but
Talk about surfing. You can talk about whatever.
that's always fun.
You surf?
But yeah, we both grew up surfing
Okay.
Yeah.
and still
South
do quite a
Bay
bit.
boy. I grew up at Zuma Beach, Trancas area.
Ah, I love me some Trancas.
No.
Yeah,
Little drain pipes.
Yeah. Westies.
yeah, there's some fun waves in California. But I guess on a music story,
Didn't have to be music though, right?
No, it can
No,
be whatever.
it can be anything.
it's a pretty
It's
good one.
it's the Tortoise and the Hare Experience. So we're talking about experiences, life.
Yeah,
People want to know what's happening in your life.
Bad.
Oh, the pressure.
Trying to think.
Just go with your initial instinct.
Well, it's like a tour story or something like that usually goes best when you're talking about music. But one time we got kicked out of the UK when we were on tour, and it was kind of random. It's just a funny story because
this is a good one. Yeah.
we didn't actually do anything to get, well, so they just passed a law right before we got there. You had to have a certain amount of, if you had a certain amount of shows in a row, you had to have a permit, a working permit, kind of a visa. But we didn't know that. Our manager at the time that booked the tour over there didn't know. So we showed up at the airport in Heathrow and, went up to the counter to check in and kind of got pulled into the detainment area. And it was what?
10 hours?
15 hours later,
And
laser eye
detainment.
prints, fingerprints, and
Took us all
whatnot.
individually. Like, why are you here?
And we were like,
Man.
we're here to rock, man. We're here to rock,
Like-
okay? That should always be your answer.
Oh, man.
Are you here to rock, man?
You're not.
we were trying to hide that fact, but
Yeah, I was
he
like,
came walking up kind of with the
it's like,
guitar.
everybody go up individually. And then they were like, so you guys are all together. Like, you. We're like, yeah.
we tried to play
Like,
it off.
okay,
but
come over here together. Like, okay, we just need your permits. Huh?
What's
We
a
have our
permit?
passports? No, working permits. So they had just passed something, like Bill said, that you couldn't, if you were gonna go into London and put a hat out and play an acoustic guitar, you needed a working permit. So
Mhm.
yeah, they kept sorry, I'm totally,
okay.
no, I'm jumping in. So rude. My
It's all
bad.
good.
Namaste.
Anyways, we got flown back to the U.S., which kind of worked out. We got to have a Thanksgiving, really nice Thanksgiving at the Hilton in Chicago. It was cold as crap, and then they flew us back.
Well,
We-
let
we
me
flew like the
let me
next-
let me interject.
Go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
They kept our passports, released us to the tour manager for one night, right? And
Yeah,
then
we got to stay one night.
it said, you guys have to be back here tomorrow morning, and we're deporting you back to the States.
Damn.
Yeah, and we had three-week tour
Oh,
all around
man.
the UK. So we were supposed to go all the way back to LA, but we had a layover in
Chicago.
was it?
Yeah, we just had to fly back to the U.S., so we went to Chicago
But
for
then we
one
just
night, then
got
back
off.
to Zurich, Switzerland, back to Heathrow.
Holy cow.
So we were just flying for like a couple days. Yeah.
There's
But
It
they paid
started-
for it?
Yeah, they paid for everything.
Alright,
The
well,
promoter,
then
the
that's
promoter
fine.
took care of it all, like expedited the permits, and he was probably out, a few $1,000s, but
Yeah, they're pretty serious in the UK with all the bands. I work with this band called Alien Ant Farm, and they were over there doing a show. And, they have kind of rowdy shows, and, you expect that. But they're playing, and somebody threw a cup up on the stage, and it splashed on Terry and Dryden, the singer. And Terry looks over and goes, that doesn't smell right. And Dryden looks at him and goes, that was pee.
Damn.
And launches into the audience and goes after the guy and rips him to shreds. And then they get kicked out of the United Kingdom. And, I get the call from Terry, and he's like, I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but we can't go back. So it was like a couple of years before they let him back in the country.
Mm.
fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else are you
Nice.
supposed to do if somebody throws piss on you?
Right. You're
Yeah,
supposed to
it's-
go and,
it's a tough one.
Yeah. It's not nice. People, don't throw pee.
No.
Don't throw pee.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
It's the UK. Throw tea bags, okay?
Yeah, dry tea bags
Exactly.
out of the box. If you don't like a band,
Yeah, I think that should be the
you
new
tea
norm.
bag them. Like,
Yeah, then you can officially tea bag.
not literally, not the other way.
I think we're gonna start a trend, guys. I think that's what's gonna happen.
You wanker, fucking tea bag you. It's like, oh, thank you. I needed more tea.
Right?
Right?
Real good.
Yeah. So, Turtle, I ran into Boy Hits car at a mall show. They were the headliner.
Mao.
Mao.
I know.
Well,
I do that too.
Yeah. Well, no, it's mall to me because I have an accent. So,
I have no
but
excuse.
Yeah, Mal's. They're friends of mine, so
Yeah.
which is great because now here's the side story is me and Max, like we're always getting invited to things, but Max is usually the one that is able to go just because, I'm just always busy doing stuff, working or whatever. And so I was super excited because I was like, oh my God, like you get to see Mal, like, I haven't seen a concert or a show with you in I don't even know how long.
Yeah, wow.
It takes a lot. But anyway, so I thought that was just cool that she was going to go support the guys and be there. So,
Yeah. So
and they're playing at the Mint, right? Was it?
No, it wasn't the Mint. It was
The
Study.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I've been wanting to check out that place.
Yeah.
A lot of
It's
cool
a
bands
really,
that play
really
there.
cool venue. And Kelly McGarry, the great, wonderful, gorgeous, talented, extremely pleasant Kelly McGarry calls me and she says, "You got to check out this band because these are my boys and they're amazing." And I seriously stood on the side of the stage because, I'm a musician, so I stand there like this, expecting to hate everybody.
I hate that about you, by the
Yeah,
way.
well-
Like you have to
Right there.
always like go in with an open mind,
No.
regardless of like wherever you. You know what I mean?
Because then
Like,
I'll like everybody and then, but
I don't know. Well,
I have
guess,
a different, I'm listening, so I have a
Right.
different sort of
Well, I guess that's-
mindset when I'm there.
That's why we're both so different. You know what I mean?
Right.
You go in, she watches the band and is critical of everything, and I just chill with a beer and just fucking party on. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's the best band ever.
Yeah.
It's the
Drink
jukebox
some
on.
vodka.
Jukebox is on, man.
yeah. Well,
They're gonna get a deal, I swear.
God. That's an unreleased Clash song, man. Have another drink.
so I'm standing on the side of the stage, and I look around, and the place is just wall to wall people, and everybody is jumping, and it was probably the best show that I have seen this entire year, like for real. It was amazing. So if you guys get a chance, please go out, see live music. You might run into me and Turtle. You never
Yeah.
know. Turtle will be chilling in the corner, crying in his beer because that's what he likes.
No, I'll be partying with my beer. I may be in a quarter, but I'll be partying. I'm always in party mode, especially when I go out
Yeah.
and I'm drinking. So the only time, if you want to see the tears, you give me tequila, which is why I have a no tequila policy.
All right.
I'm like, do not.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Yes, no
Yeah.
tequila. If there's tequila around, I just
Didn't
walk
we have
away.
tequila on the show one time?
No, because I'm very.
No, he was just crying.
I'm very
just without it.
adamant about not doing tequila. But one of the last things I wanted to talk to you guys about was so here I am. We're setting up, and then Max is playing some music. She's playing your guys' music, and then she plays this song, and I go, "Isn't that Information Society?" And she's like, "Oh my God, you know?" I'm like, "Of course I know. I'm a music aficionado. I'd like to think." And she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is cool." So I know you guys covered it, and she was playing the cover, and I just wanted to know what was it about that song that made you guys want to cover it. I mean, because I don't think anybody, unless you grew up specifically in that time, knows about Information Society.
Yeah. Everybody, like I told you earlier, everybody
Yeah.
knows the song, but they were like, Wait, what band is that? Like,
Yeah,
who did it?"
it's very
Yeah.
obscure.
Yeah. But it was like a hit at the time. It was a big song, late 80s, early 90s. It was
88.
like, yeah. Yeah, I just always, it's super synthy, it's synth pop,
Yeah.
but I always felt it could be like a heavy guitar song, like listening to it. I was like, so I kept bringing it up, and some of the guys were like, what? Like, what? No. Like, no, dude. Like, come on. It took a while to
Right.
convince it. We actually didn't convince everybody. We just ended up kind of doing it, and then, it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it turned out really cool. So we just took, what was already there, a big fat chorus, and, the middle part, the and, just kind of put our own flavor on it. So
It came out great.
Yeah.
it's such a big chorus, it's like, I don't know, you could just kind of do whatever with it.
Now when
Bill threw down 6 slap part in the middle, so that really.
Now, when you play it, do people recognize it, or is it
We
still
haven't.
kind of?
Yeah, when we play it for sure, but we haven't really done it live. I don't know if we've ever done it live.
We haven't. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, when I go to your show, I'm gonna be like, guys,
You gotta play that song.
What's on your mind? Come on.
they're gonna be like, what's on your mind?
What's
You're
on
like,
your mind, sir?
you're like lunch, you know? Like I'm thinking, I'm like, no, this song.
Another drink?
Give
You
him
read my
tequila.
mind?
Yeah.
Maybe they do it.
But let's get into that song, and then when we come back, we'll do some plugs and other fun stuff.
Hair plugs?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
Because
about
I don't
you
know. You know, you're complaining
Yeah.
about your hair today.
Well, I mean, okay, we all go through this where, like, we're like today again, like, I started off the show. I was like, oh, man, I'm feeling super like cozy and comfy, and then I wanted to just be like this ball of warmth in my head. So I just got this like hat, like I want to say like 2 months ago. And I've been just falling in love with it. And I'm not trying to, like, I'm one of those people that, like, if I fall in love with something, I try not to wear it every day because I easily can. So, like, I try to make it special for when I do wear it. And I was just like, oh, I get to wear this hat today. Even though I love doing my hair, but, like, I was just like, dude, I'm feeling just super comfy. So let me just wear this hat.
Yeah, look at it. May 1st, and it's like
I know.
raining. And
Yeah.
well, it was.
Maybe.
Not so much, but yeah.
We're supposed to be in spring. And I'm like,
I
dude,
know.
are we, like,
Yeah, we're
like
not. We're not
falling
in
in
spring.
winter
Oh.
still? Or
Well, wait till this weekend. It's going to be nice.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. So this is the last hurrah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is it.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
And
So every now and then I like to ask a band because I'm always just curious about when Max approaches you. Like when Max like comes and talks to you about being on the show, like how does that generally work? Because I've never been there.
Because he
you
can't
know.
ever get a guest. and-
How dare you, Max? I got a few guests on, but it's just something always happens. But anyway.
Oh. But how dare you?
Yeah, but how dare you? But like, because I always like fantasize like about like Max just walking all like seductively, to you guys, and then like you guys saying like, "Whoa, dude! Like, hey, how's it going?" And then like Max like, "Oh, would you like to be on my show?"
Like,
and
yeah.
then and you're like,
come to your house. Yeah, in the hills. Yeah.
right? It's all super seductive.
Well, for us, it was so natural and not because we hadn't actually met face to face.
Oh,
Oh, we did.
Or you?
At the show.
Okay. I did not
yes.
actually get to meet Max face to face. So, yeah, it was very natural and easy, and nothing like that.
Okay.
It was very PG.
Sorry.
It was very
Sorry
PG.
to blow your little
Very
fantasy.
Yeah. but yes, if we would have met that night, I would have
Right.
fallen under the spell.
Really? I don't
Or-
think his girlfriend liked that.
Right.
No,
right.
she would too. She'd be like,
Yeah.
she's fucking hot. She plays with swords. Fuck yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'd be very cool. Oh, okay, Max. Any plugs that you want to give out?
Me?
Yes, I know.
Deadly
Well-
Grounds. You got to drink it. It's really good. Drink more than one cup.
That's right.
Right?
Drink too many.
You're on like 1,000 cup right now.
Yeah, so for our sponsors, and my sponsors personally, Here Gear Technologies, for all of your front of house studio needs, go check out heregeartechnologies.com. Nuex for all of your pedal needs, because everybody needs a pedal. They do.
Do you have a favorite pedal?
I would ask him. I don't have a pedal, but I need
What?
one.
Well, I
have
mean,
a few.
that meant that in like a. Like, what's your favorite pedal?
What's your favorite pedal?
There's actually a
need a
really
pedal.
cool new one, Alpha Omega, made by Dark Glass. It's a really cool bass pedal. It's kind of
Oh,
a hot
perhaps you
new
should-
pedal from Finland. Company's from Finland.
Check out Nuex, and
Do they do it for acoustic guitars?
they do. They have every bit of guitar needs, and piano needs,
Okay.
and drum needs, and technology needs. Very, very cool.
I'm gonna talk.
I'll have to
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah,
about
we're going to have
this.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
Deadly Grounds, as we said. Deadly Grounds, awesome coffee.
Really
that's
good
gonna
coffee.
keep you awake.
Like 2-3
You
cups.
know.
It's great.
Yeah.
Makes you feel really good. Really,
Yeah.
really. Yeah. It's good. Get some.
Yep. From the cup to the grave, right
Exactly.
there.
Get
Coffee
Deadly.
to die for.
GetDeadly.com. Delish.
Delish. Tio Gaspacho, thank you for sponsoring my party this past weekend. That was awesome. So I had a healing party this weekend that you didn't come to.
Well,
so
yeah, first
whatever.
of all, you didn't invite.
Oh,
that's
right,
key.
'cause, yeah.
That's what's key in inviting me is you have to invite me. So that's always fun. But I probably couldn't have like made it just because of my life right now. But yeah, I mean, I think in like a month or so I'll be able to, in theory I'll be able to start coming out more this side of Hollywood. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So other than plugging that kind of stuff, go see my films. I have a few out right now. Death House is in theaters. Hell's Kitty is also in theaters. Astro is coming out. You can check that out. What else do I have out? I have to go to the list for the films right now. The Wendigo, The Witch Chronicles 2. I have Vampires coming up and Dead Slate. So go check those out. All my other past nonsense you can check out. I want to say a huge thank you, massive thank you to my record label, to Sony Records and Dark Star Records. I love you guys. Thank you for the check this week. I
Thank you for the
love
check.
you. Yeah, so that's good times. Go see live music. Go listen to bands. And check out my artists. Crash Karma, they're off in Finland right now. Brian Steele Medina and Meigs from Gemini Syndrome are in the studio, killing it. Nick Mason is out. RJ is up for a Hawaiian Grammy.
Yes, I saw that.
So I'm stoked
Very cool.
about that. Everybody from Liquid Music Group were totally stoked. The Absence Project has a new record coming out. Mystery School is out. Danielle Knight is killing it. Ty Fury's out with Chris Young. Johnny Gates is out. Michael Grant. Big news with Michael Grant coming up. That
Very soon.
Yeah. Can't really.
Well, of course you never can.
Yeah, but Turtle can talk about it.
It's funny because like as I was like researching and stuff, I came across Michael Grant and I saw some things that happened. We can honestly say, I mean, it's not.
No, it's
not news.
public knowledge.
Yeah, he's not with LA Guns anymore, and it's funny because I'm texting Max like as I'm reading this, and I'm reading 5 other articles about this as I'm texting Max. I'm like, Max, we got to get Michael on to tell his side of the story. I personally don't think it was cool what happened to him. But Max is like, well, we can't right now and then she's telling me why, and I'm like, dude, this is the thing that I like about Max, but I don't. She is extremely political. And I don't like that because there's sometimes I'm like, dude, but we got to strike while it's hot. Like in a month from now or like 2 months, like Michael Grant will still be hot, but he won't be sizzling. We need.
He will always be sizzling.
But you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm like,
It's got nothing to do with LA Guns.
I know, but
he was hot before it.
I know, but my whole thing was like, dude, like right now, like we need to get him to tell the side of the story because before you know it, it's like a year later, and like not that nobody's gonna care, but everyone's just gonna be like, oh yeah, we've read or seen every interview about it, and it just becomes kind of not interesting anymore. But I found it fascinating. But I was like, dude, you got to get him in. And she's just telling me all this political mumbo jumbo, and I'm like, dude, but that's part of like having a show is we got to get in trouble. You know what I mean? But she didn't understand that. She didn't get that. But I mean, that's what I guess makes her and me. That dynamic. So, but Michael Grant, I am with you. I don't know about Max, but I am with you.
I'm totally with him.
For you.
I'm with him for the new music, and fuck LA Guns.
Right. I'll isolate that and send it to him. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
send it to Phil. I don't care.
Right. I do. Right now, I'm working on another appearance at the Airliner in LA, and I believe that's going to be June 23rd. They just announced the lineup. It literally today. So as I'm getting more information, you can log on to entertheshell.com, click on the banner, and there you could see anything. But I found it funny because the theme for this show is I guess like aliens. So it's really interesting. The last one I did with this company, it was tunes and booze. So it was all about cartoons and stuff like that. But this one's about aliens. So I'm already kind of like thinking like what do I wear for that? I don't know. I'm not that weirdo that like dresses up as an alien or anything, but I always have like some nice fun shirt that I like incorporate into whatever I'm doing.
Go to Trekkie events and stuff.
No, I mean,
Star Wars events.
Star Wars.
I wish
Dress up like Han Solo or something.
Yeah, no, I would dress up. I would dress up as Han Solo. I would dress up like as a Jawa or like, you know what I mean. Those guys are short like me, so it's like perfect, and it's just more fun.
Have you ever cosplayed?
Have I ever cosplayed? I don't know if it was cosplay or not, but I do have this like super like nerdy like newsy like hipster guy that I like wear every now and then, and it's like super just amazing because everyone's just dying to get interviewed by me. You know what I mean? I walk around with my little like I have a fedora, and on the fedora I pinned a little piece of paper that just says like a news guy or whatever, and so it's and then I have these beautiful glasses that I wear. So it's great, you know what I mean?
That's not cosplay.
No, that's not.
No.
I think that is.
No, I mean it has to be another character that you're.
Another.
So
Then I don't think I have.
Like if you put a Superman shirt underneath that, then you'd be good.
Oh well, that was a different one but that was for Halloween. For Halloween, I think it was 2 years ago. I went as the Daily Planet. But I went as Billy, but I went as Billy dressed as Superman. So like his whole thing was like because he was Billy the photographer, but then underneath his costume was a Superman outfit because that was his thing. It was extremely like elaborate.
So Clark Kent was an imposter.
Yes.
That's what you were saying.
Well, no.
Billy was idolizing.
Yeah, Superman.
Was it Billy? Was that his name? The
or was it?
No,
we're gonna
was.
we're gonna have to look into this.
I gotta
Hold on.
It's not. It's whatever.
Johnny?
Let's go with Johnny.
Oh, Turtle's looking it up.
Yeah, I mean, I had it all like plotted out, but time goes on and like I forget things. I'm not. Yeah, and but yeah, so I went as him because again, I was doing an event and I was the photographer. So anytime I do a Halloween event, I always go as a photographer of whatever. Like my next one that I'm gonna do if I do another one is I'm gonna go as the Daily Prophet. So that's from the Hogwarts. That's a Hogwarts newspaper. So you see what I do? You see what I do?
I see where you're going with this. Well done.
It's nice.
Now I need to see Harry Potter.
Yeah. Have you not seen Harry Potter?
I've seen like bits and pieces.
Oh my God,
no.
dude! It's amazing.
I know.
Just wrong
It's
in many ways.
Television,
It's
so-
cool. Not to give HBO.
You should get a Roku box.
What's that?
A Roku box is like the new wave of the future.
Yeah.
That's where you can watch all of the shows, all of the movies, and you can check out the Killer Movie Channel. That is slgentertainment.com. Check them out. Also owned by Sony and Darkstar Records. So just fitting in that plug.
Good plug.
Send me an extra check for that. Thanks.
Cha-ching.
My internet isn't working. But anyway, June 23rd, Airliner. I'll be there interviewing the bands and then interviewing the painters. There's always art there. So it's paint, there's art, and then there's bands, and then there's a bunch of people that just come show up, presented by Hazy Chaos. So I should be there. Again, right now, maybe this is next show that I talk about. My life is going to be a little interesting coming up very soon. So I don't know where I'm going to be at, but I should be there in theory. But more on that next show. So yeah, so come see me, I guess. Thank you to the band.
Yeah.
For
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, coming
Thank you.
on.
Definitely.
Do you have any plugs that you'd like to give?
No, we're just
Shouts?
finishing. Going to start tracking the 6th record. So
Number 6.
yeah, number 6.
Awesome.
Might be some big news with that coming up, so
Look
yeah,
out.
look out for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's big, you got to do it here. You got to, you got to say it here. If it's big news, we're missing
You
out.
can't say things
God-
before it happens.
God
Can't
damn
do
it.
it. I know politics. blah.
Politics, bleh, so boring.
I know. I'm sorry.
Still in the works, but we'll definitely have updates soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
come back and announce it. That'd be
Yeah.
great.